Hey guys, so I just got back from the farmer's market and I have my haul. All this beautiful stuff that I got. Oh my goodness, there was so much great stuff there. I was running out of room. I was like stuffing it under my daughter's stroller, carrying it in my bag. There was all sorts of, it looked like there was a nursery like coming out of my bag with all the greens. But it's worth it because this haul was awesome. I got a lot of great stuff I'm going to show you. And then we're going to talk about some fun ways to prep it, have it ready to go for meals throughout the week. So let's do it. So let's talk about the greens that I got first. So I got a bunch of kale, this beautiful curly kale. Kale is so versatile and it's really hardy. You guys know I love kale because there's so many things you can do with it. We got some romaine lettuce, super hardy. Again, a great lettuce. If you know how to put it in the fridge, it will last for a little while, which is great. I have some cilantro, I got chives, basil, which I already cut the bottoms off of and stuck into some water. Helps keep it fresher longer, like a little basil bouquet. Haricot verts. My Jersey accent's like totally butchering that. Haricot verts. Don't make it weird. That's my accent, so I can make fun of my own accent. It's okay. So haricot, maybe they are called haricot verts. Whatever. That's what my mom called it, so I'm blaming it on her. Zucchini, beautiful zucchini. Oh, it's so fresh. I love zucchini. English cucumber. I have a red pepper. I also got some corn, you guys, which I'm super excited about. Some more lettuce greens, which will wash. A watermelon. And some sun gold tomatoes, which are my daughter's favorite. These beautiful little tomatoes are super sweet, and these are super beautiful and ripe. They're awesome. So we'll go to the farmer's market and I'll get an extra little basket that we just eat as we walk around the market together. I also got some potatoes. And last but not least, because I love spinach and I use it in so much, is some spinach. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get the greens prepped, because having the greens not prepped in your fridge and opening your fridge and seeing these in there, the last thing you want to do when you're rushing and trying to get a meal on the table for yourself, your friends, or your family is to have to deal with this, to have to wash it and prep it. We're gonna do it now. You guys have seen me do kale a bunch of times, so we're just gonna quickly move through this. First, what we're gonna do is cut it off the stem. We're just gonna put all the leaves in this bowl. Then we'll wash it and store it. So here's the kale. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish prepping the rest of my greens here, and then I'm gonna move everything to the sink, to wash it. But right now, we got our kale done. So now we're gonna move on to the lettuce. This lettuce is really sturdy. Perfect, so that's ready to wash. So the spinach from the farmer's market, some of them the leaves are really big, which I love, but the stems can be really coarse and chewy. So you wanna pull those off. So if there's a really thick stem, also because my kids eat this, if there's a really thick stem, pull it off and then pop it into a bowl. I'm pretty quick at doing this because I do this all the time. But again, if it takes you a little bit longer, put on a masterclass or, some kind of podcast that you're listening to or a book on tape. I listen to a lot of books on tape when I'm getting my food all prepped like this because I love to multitask and get things done at the same time while I'm doing this. So these leaves are good. These don't have any really thick stems. You just kind of want to poke through. And also if there's any other extra little weeds that get stuck in there, you want to get rid of those. Okay, the rest of this looks pretty good. Okay, great. So that spinach is all ready to wash. All this is just about making our lives easier during the week. When we're grabbing food to make, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever, what we're trying to do now is just make our lives easier so that when we're in those moments where we're trying to get something on the table, it's as easy as possible so that we don't have a reason not to eat this beautiful food. So I find that, if I just have it ready to go, washed, prepped, cut, whatever, then it just makes life so much easier. So my basil, I'm just gonna leave on my counter. I already have it in the water. Clearly someone's making pesto this week. a lot of basil, which is very exciting because I love pesto, so awesome. Chives are actually, you know, they're a little delicate, so I probably won't do much to these because right when I use them, I just fresh slice them right away. Haricot verts. There's the beautiful pointy end, which I really like seeing, and I keep it on there. And then there's this little nubby. So what you want to do is grab a pile of these, put all the nubbies on one side and all the points on the other. Take your knife and butt up all the little nubbies, butt the nub up to the blade, and then you just cut them all off together. So it's super easy. So let's continue with that for the rest of the bag. Okay, all trimmed, ready to be washed. And then what I'll do with these is I'll give them a quick boil. So these are all ready to go in the fridge. My pepper I'll leave like this. For the cilantro, I'm gonna pull off the little leaves. Then I'm gonna wash them and just put them in a little container so they're ready to just grab and go into salads, shakes, stir fries, eggs, whatever it is. I love cilantro. I put it in so many things. With some herbs like rosemary or thyme, you can actually hold it like this and then just take it off and get them. It doesn't work as well with cilantro. For cilantro, you kind of have to just, you know, hand pluck them off. But it's worth it because fresh cilantro is amazing. Okay. Cilantro is plucked. So here's this. Next, I'm going to spoon out the seeds of my zucchini because that's how my kids like to eat it. So let's do that. So that's prepped and ready to go in the fridge. Whoops. Bogey. There we go. Oh my gosh. This zucchini is so fresh. I love shopping at the farmer's market because not only are we supporting local farms, which so desperately need our help after this last year and a half, not only do I love supporting local farms, but the food is so fresh. You can taste the difference immediately. It's just such a huge difference. I can actually get my kids to eat things that they won't normally eat. If it's from the farmer's market, because it tastes so differently, because it's so fresh, they'll eat it if it's from the farmer's market versus if I just grab it from my grocery store, because it tastes different. The flavor is so much more vibrant, as well as the colors and everything. It's just makes a big difference. Okay, so now these are all scooped out and ready to be used in our cooking the way my kids like it. Okay, great. So now here's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna rinse the greens, dry them, so those are ready to go. So I'll show you doing that to a couple of them. I won't show you all of them because I know in some stories I've showed you guys how I do that. But I'm gonna wash the greens, dry them. I'm gonna boil my haricot verts and my potatoes, so those are ready to go. And with the corn, the farmer I got the corn from, she said that if you just leave this on your counter, it'll stay good for 2 weeks. So I'm not concerned about doing anything with these right away. And also I know we're not gonna eat them for a couple days. So these are just gonna hang out on my counter. Okay, great. So let's go to the sink. Okay, so right now, I've showed you guys how I do this. I put salt in here and I'm letting all the bugs come to the top of the kale. And while that's happening, I'm gonna just rinse all this romaine lettuce. Now, because it's from the farmer's market, there's a lot of dirt, so you just gotta really make sure you wash every leaf. You're gonna be chomping down on some dirt, maybe a few buggies. So just really make sure you wash every leaf. See, there was some dirt hiding under that little leaf that was flopped over. There was dirt under there. Okay, so my romaine is nice and clean. So let that sit for a second. I'm gonna wash my spinach. Great. So now what I'll do is pour this through a strainer. Just give it another wash. Make sure all the salt water's off of it. Wash the haircut Barrett's, give him a little rinse. We're gonna wash our potatoes. I broke my vegetable brush, so I don't have a vegetable brush for my potatoes, so we're just gonna do a little hand scrub. Great. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna get into a lot of drying. This is my drying part of this whole thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lose this. Again, if you guys compost, you can just pop this right in your compost or discard of it of how you normally do, but food scraps are going away. So now we're gonna go into drying mode. Also, my kids just woke up from their nap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I'm just gonna dry and store one of the things, because that's how I'm gonna do the rest of my greens, so you'll have a good idea of it. So I'm gonna do that right now. So the lettuce, you really wanna make sure it's dry. Everything, you really, really wanna make sure it's very, very dry. So even after I put it through a salad spinner, I'll put it onto a kitchen towel for one last dry situation. So what I'll do is I'll dry my lettuce and then I'll lay it out on my dish towel to absorb extra moisture. Go to the next round. If my kids weren't already awake, the sound of this would definitely wake them up. But yeah. Okay, great. So I'm just layering this whole thing on this dish towel. I'll get all the extra moisture off. I'll store it in my bag, and then it'll be ready to go in the fridge. So I'm gonna quickly motor through the rest of this. The other thing that I got from the farmer's market is this beautiful organic chicken. So I'm making a quick stock out of it, and the meat is cooked. So now I'm pulling the meat off. So I'll also have that to cook with this week as well. So in under an hour, I was able to prep all this beautiful food. So now when I go to get a meal on the table or a snack or whatever I'm cooking, it's easier. There's less resistance to getting it on the table because it's all just ready to go. And I have all this great food to reimagine into all these awesome meals. So yay, this is the stuff that excites me and I love sharing it with you. Oh boy. So I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you know when I put up another one. And I should probably get upstairs. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.